the city of Malton, crime is at an all-time high, with murder, robbery, and corruption ruling the streets. With the public demanding results in an end to crime, a task force was created to combat these vile criminal elements as they continued to plague the city. The squad was responsible for capturing the city's most wanted criminals, and we always got our man. The public called us the Crime Busters. The squad was led by me, Lieutenant Jim Reed. Most people, however, call me Noire Reed. And in this story of the Noire Files, we look at a small-time hood who has the spine of a coward and will hide behind anyone more powerful than him. That man was Ben Seaman, aka Smee. Ben Seaman was born into a hard-working family. He was the youngest child and was not a very good academic student. However, he had developed good connections with wealthy and very influential students, whom he would befriend and hide behind. This would be his character trait that we would see throughout his adult life. After graduation, he would eventually end up on the docks, first as a normal, hard-working, honest man, but eventually he would end up being led astray to a life of crime because of easy money. Eventually he would end up as a founding member of the Jolly Roger crew, a notorious crime gang that we busted, of course, a while back. And in fact, he was the number 2 man and had a good working relationship with their boss, Captain Hook. Again, we've had a case file on that. If you're interested, you can look back on that one. Smee was a master manipulator and manipulated his boss and would hide behind him as Hook began to rise up in power in the criminal underworld, especially around the dock area. And then, well, the business just continued to flourish, and Smee was right behind it.
Today it seemed the world was about to end, didn't it? As though it wouldn't last half a year. Yesterday's disaster waited around the bend. Well, my friend, spring is here, back in business and ain't it grand? Good times, oh. Yesterday things were out of hand, now they're under control. Bye-bye blue, so long adversity, happiness, hello, Hannah, keep the status quo. Permanently so, back again like a boomerang, same old stand, same old gang, back in business with a bang, let the good times roll.
However, this will all eventually end with, well, the gang being disbanded because of Hook and several other members were pretty much sent away, and good old Smee found himself unemployed. By the way, if you're wondering, Smee earned his nickname because of the red beanie, and the fact Captain Hook would constantly call him that, and then the name just stuck within the criminal underworld. For almost a year, Smee went, well, his time trying to survive, doing small-time jobs and working for, well, correction, more accurately, hiding behind other bosses that were more powerful than him, and he was trying to avoid authorities. Eventually, because of this, he ended up in the employ of one of the city's newly arrived mob bosses, Solomon Fudge, aka the Duke. Now, he had hired Smee to use him as a ploy to distract us from the Duke's new scheme. The Duke sent Smee to the exchange building where he was told that him and his crew, or correction, remnants of the old Jolly Roger crew that were not yet put away, were going there where there would be a large sum of cash, over 50 million. But, like always, things aren't what they seem, and, well, things just went bad, to say the least.
go. Come on. Where's all the damn money we came here for?
Well, there was no money, but now Smee was forced to take hostages, and the building was eventually surrounded by cops. He said he would only talk to the crime busters, so me, Brett, Dan, Elliot Malone, Beckett, Olivia, who were, of course, still on duty, with Beckett, calling us in, we all went down. The first thing Beckett wanted to do was get on the phone and try to negotiate and get a sense of what was going on in the room. Smart idea. We went along with that plan, but Malone, being not one to listen or follow orders, wanted to do things his own way. So he was assembling his own crew of SWAT officers, and in all honesty, these guys, the SWATs that he got, were some of the most bent people you will ever meet in this city. And he just wanted to go charging in. Even though it would have high casualties, he didn't care. In his mind, if Smee and his guys were either dead or down, that worked for him. Realizing there was no way he was going to back down, and realizing that he was not going to listen, and let's be honest, the guy has more authority because of his cozy connections with the higher-ups. Me, Brett, decided, well, we could do it another way. Beckett and Dan were basically on the phone trying to make sure that they could get the guy to negotiate and keep him, calmed down. Well, correction, that was Beckett, really. Dan was trying to make sure he stalled Malone long enough so he wouldn't go barging in. Oh, by the way, Dan, yes, he was with us. We always bring him along. Me and Brett, we decided to go in the back door. Back door, or what I really mean, try to find an entrance through the back. Turns out Smee was not bright. There was a little entry at the back, and we went through that way. We managed to sneak through. Turns out that his guys really were just in the main hall, and well, we managed to come in very quietly, and this eventually led to a gun battle between us and Smee's mob. The shootout ended with all the criminals wounded and Malone coming in with SWAT. Malone and I would argue over how it should have been handled. While that happened, the Duke and his crew actually robbed another place, but that is for another case, to say the least. When Smee recovered from his wounds, he was sent to 20 years at hard time, would end up being acquainted with his old boss Hook. He didn't know he was set up, and he refused to tell us who hired him. But for now, another criminal is locked up and another case is solved, and I, Noire Reed, call this case closed. Join us next time as we tackle another criminal in the Noire Files. See you then.